as we solely rely on rainwater for off-grid water system, some of you may want to know what we do during a drought. In today's video, we'll show you how we do just that. Hi, my name's Jason.
And I'm Carla. This is Axel.
Welcome to Off-Grid Tiny Living, where we share honest and helpful tips for designing and living off-grid in a tiny house with a family of 4. So you may be wondering, why don't we just take the easy route and have water brought onto our property and not doing it all ourselves? Well, that's a really good question. So at one point, when we originally moved here, that's exactly what we did. And the cost for about 500 gallons of water was $175. So what we decided to do was save the money, and as we live off-grid, we like to be more self-sufficient. And that's exactly what we've done. And by bringing the water in ourselves and not having the water delivered, we actually saved quite a bit of money, and we're able to basically reinvest that money that we didn't spend into things that are a little bit more meaningful. At the end of the day, really, with a growing family and living completely off-grid, essentially it just comes down to peace of mind. So buying a water storage tank can be quite an ordeal, or it can be pretty simple if you just take a few steps. So you can actually go to a couple different websites that can custom make a water tank for your truck, for a custom fit them for the bed of your truck, or really you can custom size even the square ones or whatever you end up using. So my advice to you is to use Craigslist or Letgo or OfferUp or some sort of community selling app to look for a water storage tank. So that's what my wife and I did, and we searched around quite a bit until we found the one that we end up using now. And this right here is the setup that we have to resupply our house with potable water. As you can see here, it's a 250-gallon potable water tank with a frame that we purchased from a local farmer in the area. And as you can also see here is a 20-foot hose. It's a potable water food grade hose that we use to connect to our tank. So I like to keep the setup pretty simple. I just have an F-150 with a 4x4 off-road package. So 250 gallons, each gallon's 8 pounds, so you're looking at roughly 2,000 gallons plus or minus. And how I have it strapped in here is with just one strap, as you can see here on the left side and the right side. It's not into the adjustable lockdowns, it's into the ones that are actually welded and screwed into the bed of the truck itself. And as you can see here, you have your standard hose that's connected to the water tank itself. One thing I did consider originally was actually putting blocks on the left and the right. As you can see, there's a little bit of space, and some users have asked, have you done anything to strap it in a little bit more so it doesn't shift? So with all that weight, it does not slide around. If you're to do this, I would definitely go with blocking it in first, exactly what I did. However, it's not completely necessary, but really it's your preference. So filling this up is pretty simple. As you can see, there's the main cap on here, and there's also a little filler cap or bleeder cap, whatever you want to call it. So when you unscrew it here, there's a little hole in the middle. All that does is let air flow in and out, so the water can flow in and out a little bit easier. So all you do is you take from whatever your source is, just stick it here in the top, and just fill it on it. So after we connect our water tank to our water system, all we use is the same hose that we bring water into our house with and run that into our tank. So you saw the water go into our storage tank. Before it comes into the house, it actually goes through an elaborate filtration system. If you would like to see how we built that filtration system to potentially also build yours, go ahead and leave a comment below. So anything that you've seen in this video, you can certainly find in the description box below. So quick overview of this adapter. These are 2-inch by 3/4 PVC pipe. You have the female and then the male. And then you also have a iron pipe to garden hose, which is a 1/2-inch size. So on the inside you see a little bit of that blue. On all the fittings except for the pipe itself, I just used some plumber's tape. All I did was run some sealant in here just to make sure it's all shored up and doesn't leak. And all it does is screw right here onto the tank. and that's what your hose will fit onto, so it all works. And your final consideration when putting this all together is you're going to have the plastic piece here and your PVC. So if you screw them together, turn the nozzle on, it's going to leak a little bit. So just a quick reminder to run a little bit of plumber's tape along here. When you screw this thing together, it'll shore it up and make sure it doesn't leak. So with our system, we use gravity feed to feed water from our 250-gallon tank into our water system. One thing I noticed with this hose anyway, and I believe most are like that, is there's a little space in here for air to come in and out, so it doesn't create a solid suction, right? But as we use gravity feed, if there's not enough suction from our system, we noticed that there was a leak basically of water and it would just take forever to drain. So one thing I use is basically rubber seal on this seam in here, and with that rubber seal it's sealed that up a little bit better, so we're able to get a better suction every time.
If you found this video helpful, please like and go ahead and subscribe now.